Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a registered legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. If you're going to DIY your divorce, you need to know what to do. First step, go to the California Judicial Council website and read that stuff and click on the buttons. It'll give you a step-by-step guide. You can do that. And then call me for help. But let's really get into it a little bit deeper than that so you know what you're getting into when it's divorce. There are so many emotions involved in divorce, and this is not what this video is about. This video is about the paperwork. And you know, the only emotion in paperwork is, I hate this. Let's avoid that so that you can fill these out correctly. You have to complete the proper forms for an uncontested divorce in California. So the first thing you need to do is fill out that petition and the summons. If you've got kids, you got to fill out the UCCJEA. You need to get them all filed in court. And then guess what? You got to serve your spouse. And when your spouse is served, they need to have blank copies, not only copies of your documents and any documents the court sent you in addition to your filed petition. They're going to need a blank copy of the response and a blank copy of the UCCJEA if you have children. For your financial disclosures, you got a couple of options. You can do the 142 or you can do the 160. You also need to do the 150, the 140, the 141. Basically, those forms are saying, here's our community and separate property. This is how much I make every month. These are my expenses every month. And I swear I shared these with my spouse. And I swear this is the date I shared them with my spouse. If you have a marriage settlement agreement, you want to put that in. If you don't have a marriage settlement agreement, that's okay too. The California courts have a lot of forms that you can just check boxes or add little sentences to the blank boxes to document to the court and to one another what your agreements are. So you don't have to have a fancy MSA. You can, but you don't have to. So don't worry too much about that. And then for your judgment, yes, you need to have the FL 180. That's what your MSA will be attached to, but also any additional forms. If it's uncontested, then you need the 130. If it is a default with an agreement, you need the 165. There's also the 170, the 144. That's where you can waive your financial disclosures, but only your final ones. You cannot waive the preliminary ones, but you can waive the final ones. And then you want to make sure that you double check that your names are spelled correctly. If you put your spouse's middle name on the divorce petition, but you only put your spouse's middle initial on the final judgment, the FL 180, they're going to reject it. They will reject it. So you want to make sure that the names match the final divorce decree from the petition. And if you moved from when you filed it to when you've sent the final judgment into the court, you're going to need to provide a change of address for the court. So avoid these common mistakes of forgetting a form. Oh, like in my last video, I told you that couple forgot to file the proof of service. You're not getting divorced without that. Just like somebody's like, oh yeah, I had my whole wedding plan. We need a marriage license? If you want it to be legal. Yeah. How do you forget that? Maybe you served them, but you didn't serve them correctly. Maybe you served them. You're a party to the case. You can't serve your spouse. So if there's incorrect service, or maybe the service was correct, but the form is wrong. That proof of service is so important because there's 6 months in California that you have to wait before the court will finalize your divorce. And that 6 months doesn't start until your spouse has been served. So if the proof of service is wrong, you've started your divorce, but the clock hasn't started yet. You don't want that. You don't want that. Incomplete financial disclosures are another mistake. People are hiding things or they didn't finish them. Really, what I tend to see is people just drag their feet. They procrastinate on this part. And all it does is drag things out, make it take longer, and it feels like more and more of a burden. Do a little bit every day and get it done. The other thing is unclear agreements. You have to be very clear. You don't want any room for vagueness. I tell people, it should be really clear, right? If somebody off the street read your divorce agreement, they would know exactly who gets what and where the kids go when. If anybody off the street can read that, then a judge could certainly understand that. You don't want to have any loopholes. You want things to be really clear. So how can I help you as an LDA? Well, if you're feeling overwhelmed, that's perfectly normal because divorce is overwhelming and there's a lot of paperwork to fill out. That's okay. We can help take that overwhelm off your plate. because what we do is we prepare your documents and file them with the court. We know the rules of the court, what they want, what they don't want. And when courts change their rules, because they do and they will, it's easy for us to correct it and refile it so that you don't have to worry about that. We also make sure that all of your legal requirements are met, right? Like you got this stuff in on time, things were properly documented, things were properly signed, persons were properly served. We can help you draft a marriage settlement agreement. And like I said, if you're not doing that, we can help you draft the other forms that document your agreement. That's totally fine. So if you want to do a DIY divorce, you can totally do that. I, as an LDA, can help you with that. I would suggest, though, instead of just doing it all by yourself, hire the help of an LDA, hire a mediator if you need that, consult with an attorney to make sure that your legal rights are protected. And then consider, oh, do I need to talk to a realtor? Do I need to talk to a financial professional? So you can still DIY this and keep the divorce cost down while getting the maximum benefit from all the professionals in this field who are ready, willing, and able to help you. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you want more content like this or something similar, go ahead and leave me a comment. And if you know someone that could benefit from this video, please be a good friend and share it.